Hi everybody. How you doing? Just trying to fashion something out of this piece of wood here, and as you can see at the moment it just looks like a big chunk of wood. Believe me when I say I've actually shaved quite a lot off this already to get it to this, and my intention is that it will end up looking something like this when it's fully shaved down. And that's because the handle on my mallet snapped there, so it needs a new one. And when you're making a new tool handle, you need to refer to the handle that's supposed to be in there, and it's called the pattern. So this one here is the pattern, and this is what I'm trying to make here. So I've got quite a lot to do to get it the same, and what you can't see is the floor where there's the mess from shaving off all the bits that shouldn't be there, so that I can reduce this down to something like this, and then it will fit the tool head that I need. In fact, it's not because I'm useless with tools, but a lot of my tools have broken recently. So look, there's an axe head that came off. Here's one with you see the big split in it. This one had woodworm, and that's why that one broke. So I've actually got quite a few handles to make. So I cut a big piece of wood and then split it down, and that's where I've got this from. It's interesting, that word pattern. Some translations of the Bible use the word pattern when it talks about imitating Jesus, or imitating people like Paul when he's talking to the people that he knew, or Peter when he's writing to the churches that he knew. In fact, I think it's in 1 Peter 2:21, Peter said, Christ suffered for you, so you need to imitate him, follow his pattern, and walk in the way that he's made for you. And I find this, as I'm making these tool handles, I found this whole idea really interesting, that to get to the shape that you need, the pattern that you need to start with something bigger than this, and then cut away stuff, the excess, to get it to the right shape. But also, it has a purpose. This is not a hat. It's not a pair of glasses either. And it's not a pencil or a pen for writing with. It has a specific purpose, and that's the pattern that you follow so that you can imitate that purpose. And it's interesting because I actually think that one of the things we do consciously is to trim off these bits, that shouldn't be there. And that's kind of what the root of the word that's used there for to follow Jesus, or to imitate him, or for his follow his example, is to cut away what's not needed. But actually, recently I've been thinking about, well, what's not there that should be there? I made another axe handle earlier. Here it is. Now, I haven't actually stripped anything away from this piece of wood as my new axe handle, but looking at it, I'm sure you can tell as it wobbles around there, that it's not really going to do what it's supposed to do. Look at it bending there. In fact, if I put too much pressure on it, it's going to break. So there needs to be things there, as well as the stuff that gets stripped away. What's there is really important. And I've been thinking about this in the context of my own life, and when I look at the pattern that Jesus established for us to follow, what I see are things that I don't actually do. They're not in my axe handle. And so I've ended up with a very small, not very helpful, well, let's just say it's actually not fit for purpose. And so actually, as well as the stuff that we strip away that's not supposed to be there, we also need to look at the stuff that should be there. And I really feel like what we need to be doing is going back and looking at the Jesus we see in the Gospels, and looking at the pattern, the way he lived his life, and looking at it and going, okay, my life, if I'm following his pattern, my life should look like his. What is missing? And I found this a real challenge, because I've realised that, it's a high priority of Jesus to demonstrate and to communicate what the kingdom of God was all about. And I don't do that. I don't share the purpose of Jesus' life with people as I should. And so this is something that I realise should be part of my pattern that isn't there. And I really want to encourage you guys to, there's a pattern there that we're supposed to imitate. Go to a gospel, read it through, and say to yourself and ask God to help you, what should be in my life as part of this pattern that isn't currently there, and ask God to help you in that, to make it part of your life. Let me pray. Jesus, we thank you for your example to us, and Lord, we know that amazingly you will help us in our desire to follow that pattern that you've made, that you will equip us by your Spirit to be transformed, to be more and more like you. And Lord, I ask that we would turn to your example more and more, to look for how you did things, the way you behaved. What were your priorities, Lord, and to make them ours. Lord, I really ask that we would be able to see in this time what you're saying to us about your pattern. Amen. Bless you guys. I've got a lot of chipping away to see if I can get back to the pattern that I'm trying to get to. See you soon. Bye bye.